The New York Knicks and Leon Rose traded Guerschon Yabusele for Dalen Terry of the Chicago Bulls late last night, and the rumors suggest another trade is coming. We'll tell you what we're hearing across the association, but this is why you subscribe to the channel, because if the Knicks make a move, we make a video. We're also going live on the channel at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. I want to see you there, so join us. This is New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and is another trade coming for Leon Rose in the New York Knicks? Last night, Charania broke the news that the Knicks are trading Guerschon Yabusele to the Chicago Bulls for Dalen Terry. And now Fred Katz, who covers the Knicks as well as the NBA at large for The Athletic, is tweeting out, there's a reason that the Guerschon Yabusele for Dalen Terry trade isn't official yet. The Knicks have a bunch of second-round picks, are still searching the market to see if they can add. Want to leave open the option of looping the Yabu deal into another trade. Big-time information right there, as Guerschon Yabusele just posted a goodbye message to New York Knicks fans. Dalen Terry to the Knicks, Guerschon Yabusele to the Bulls. We broke down why the Knicks did this. It was to get off of the $5.8 million that Yabu is due next season. The reason they would like to make this a multi-team trade before they finalize this one and then maybe look to Dalen Terry is because once this deal is finalized, if you want to flip Dalen Terry, you can only do it with Terry being the only outgoing piece. When you add a player past a certain date, like today on trade deadline day, you can't then trade Terry and then let's say Deuce McBride, and you can't add other players to the deal. If you wanted to flip Terry for Jose Alvarado, it'd have to be Terry and picks for Alvarado. Whereas with this, you can continue to add framework onto the deal. And with the New York Knicks having a bunch of second-round picks, 8 tradable second-round picks right now, they could look to make a deal. They also do still have that Washington Wizards top 8 first-round pick this year. If that does not convey, which it does not seem like it is, as the Wizards just traded for Anthony Davis, and I'm not sure he's ever going to suit up for them this year. Doesn't look like Trae Young is playing. That pick would convert into 2 future second-round picks. The Knicks right now are just below that second apron. They cannot go above that. They are hard capped there. So it's going to take Leon Rose to get sticky with it. Bobby Marks, longtime NBA executive as well as now NBA insider for ESPN, says New York is allowed to sign a 15th player starting on March 27th. They are $22 million below the second apron for next year. This is why you traded Guerschon Yabusele and you got Dalen Terry back, who's going to be a free agent. You essentially traded Yabu for nothing. I don't expect Terry to play all that much. If he does, he's good. I'll tell you I'm wrong, and I'm thankful. But this is a salary cap move. You got to re-sign Mitchell Robinson next year. You got to re-sign Landry Shamet. You're going to have to re-sign Mohamed Diawara. You're probably going to want to bring somebody else in on the taxpayer mid-level exception, the similar deal that you had Yabusele on this year. This was about the future. And the fact that the Knicks were able to get off Yabusele without adding any second-round picks gives them an opportunity to now add to that deal, like we heard from Fred Katz, and try to go get somebody else. Who could that be? We've got a couple of names to talk about. Jose Alvarado has been a player that has long been linked to the New York Knicks going back to mid-December. There were reports out there that a deal was almost done. We've heard a lot of chatter. Like the Knicks have told us over and over and over again, we want a backup point guard. I don't know if they don't think Tyler Kolek is ready or whatever that may be, but Alvarado consistently is in the mix as a trade target for the Knicks. We've also heard the young big man Yves Missi is a player the Knicks could target. They are also looking for center depth behind Mitchell Robinson. That's why Nick Richards is a name as well that we have heard of. For Richards, you might be able to flip Dalen Terry for Richards or make that happen. Probably would have to have Pacome. That's why you'd want to make it a 3-team deal, because you can't do Dadier and Terry. I believe Terry makes $4.5 million. Richards makes $5 million. The Knicks cannot accept more back money-wise in a trade. With Robinson's injury history, they're a little bit thin at that center spot. Look, we know how special Mitch is. We saw it last night against the Denver Nuggets. But I don't think that they're ready to be a Karl Anthony Towns or a Mitchell Robinson rolled ankle away from having Ariel Hukporti having to play big-time minutes in a playoff series. We've heard for a while that Knicks have been gauging the interest of Najee Marshall from the Dallas Mavericks. It'll be tough for them to get to $9 million at this point. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do so. Like, you would probably have to trade Mitchell Robinson, and I ain't trading Mitch for Najee Marshall, and I love Najee. Haywood Highsmith is someone that I've talked about a couple of times. He's a tricky player to get as well. Maybe you could try to work in a 3-team deal with the Bulls to acquire him. He is who people think Dalen Terry is. I know he's 29 years old, but a true 6'5", true 6'6", a wing that could play 2 through 4. He can guard 1 through 4. Scrappy defender, shown the ability to shoot the outside shot. We've seen that in the playoffs against the Miami Heat. He's coming off an injury. We'll see. We'll see what Leon Rose has up his sleeve. We got more NBA trade deadline news to talk about, but I got to tell you about our sponsor, DraftKings. The NBA's biggest stars deliver the biggest moments with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. You can cash in when they take over. DraftKings has your back with early exit. If your player goes down anytime in the first half, you still get paid in cash. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KNICKSCHAT. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly with code KNICKSCHAT in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Shout out to DraftKings. Appreciate them supporting the show. Ayo Dosunmu has been a player that I have been begging for the New York Knicks to trade for. I did a video in 2023 about a perfect trade deadline, and it had the New York Knicks acquiring Ayo, and he has been a player that it felt like the Knicks were pursuing this trade deadline, but he just got dealt to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Bulls will receive Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, and 4 second-round picks, where the Timberwolves receive Ayo Dosunmu. That's a good trade for them, man. He's a really underrated player, and I think he's a really good backcourt mate with Anthony Edwards. We also saw that the Golden State Warriors made some trades as well. They traded TJD, Trace Jackson Davis, to the Raptors to acquire a second-round pick. But the biggest move that they made was they finally got off of Jonathan Kuminga. They've been trying to make that happen for what seems like 4 years at this point. Buddy Hield attached to that deal. And it's Kristaps Porzingis coming back to the Golden State Warriors. He's played in less than 25 games this year. He's been injured. He's been sick. For a team that's trying to maximize the Steph Curry window, the Golden State Warriors are doing a horrible job. I said 2 years ago, Steph Curry, if he wants to win another ring, needs to demand a trade. We'll see if he ever wins one. The Hornets and Magic made a small trade last night. Tyus Jones going to the Charlotte Hornets. They're collecting guards somewhat similar to the Chicago Bulls at this point. They get a couple of second-round picks as well. And the Orlando Magic, they get some cash considerations back. There have been a lot of moves so far, really, over the last 24 hours. A big one. We saw Jared McCain, former lottery pick, I believe, or right outside the lottery. I know he was the top half of the first round. Goes from the 76ers to the Thunder. This hadn't really worked out. It was good last year for him in Philly, but this year with Edgecombe and Maxey and Grimes, there's just been a lot of minutes, not a lot of minutes to go around, and McCain's been dealing with some injuries as well. Sixers, they get some good draft capital back, though. A first-round pick. They also get back 2 second-round picks as well. A 3-team trade where Lonzo Ball goes from Cleveland to Utah. He is expected to be bought out. Would be very interested in him as a New York Knick for his ability to defend as well as play the backup point guard spot. That would make sense to me. Cavs get a couple of second-round picks, and Jack Landale goes to the Hawks. Another 3-team trade we saw was Chris Paul go to the Toronto Raptors. Ochai Agbaji goes to the Brooklyn Nets. And the draft rights to whoever the hell that is goes to the Clippers. Another 3-team trade. The Bulls, they acquired Colin Sexton as well as Ousmane Dieng. If you know who that is, you're a real Knicks fan. That's who the Knicks traded when they drafted when they traded out of the first round in the summer that they acquired Jalen Brunson. And then Kobe White, Mike Conley go to the Hornets. Why are the Hornets trading for every guard? And we actually have some breaking news here. The Los Angeles Lakers are trading Gabe Vincent and a second-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks for Luke Kennard. Love that trade for the Lakers. Kennard is a sharpshooter, and with guys like Luka and LeBron who could set their teammates up in advantageous situations, that's a nice trade for them. Big-time trade between the Mavericks and the Wizards yesterday. Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Brannon, Marvin Bagley, 2 firsts and 3 seconds go to Dallas, while Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum go to the Wizards. Look for D'Angelo Russell to be bought out, and we'll see if the New York Knicks are interested in him. This was a wild trade. Darius Garland going from the Cavs to the Clippers with James Harden arriving in Cleveland. A James Harden and Donovan Mitchell backcourt. That's crazy. The Boston Celtics got better, I believe. They gave up Anthony Simons. They swapped second-round picks with the Bulls, and they acquired Nikola Vucevic, a center that could put the ball in the basket. They could play a true 5-out lineup. Once again, Boston gets better during the trade deadline, and they're playing at a much higher level than a lot of people thought. We also saw another 3-team trade where Michael Conley then got traded to the Bulls. I don't even know which team he's on right now, to be honest, if it's the Bulls or the Hornets. But Jaden, I think it is actually the Hornets. I think the Hornets trade came after this one. It's been a crazy couple of days in the association. Last trade that we'll touch on today, Grizzlies and Jazz. This one, I think, broke 2 days ago. Big-time stuff. Jaren Jackson going to the Jazz, a player that we've talked about on this channel. We know that for a fact the New York Knicks have made offers to the Grizzlies for Jaren Jackson, and the Grizzlies essentially get a nothing burger back except for the winningest player in NBA history and Georgie Nang and 3 future first-round picks. Make sure you are subscribed and make sure you are following us on social media. The Knicks make a move. We got you covered.